and they're responsible for the success of that spinoff special. That's something new that seems to be coming out.
Oh my God. Why don't you tell them that they ought to thank me again because they got paid again? All right. So if it wasn't for the spinoff, they wouldn't have got paid. They actually eat off, they always eat off my back. They're still eating off my back because if I didn't, start that show with my ex, how would they still even be on it? If
Well,
they're like so whatever, why are they still on it? Obviously because they like the money, right?
I think they definitely like the money, yes. And I think, I mean, if Teresa's really
They like the
truly,
fame. I mean, listen, Melissa's goal was to be bigger than Teresa, right? Joey's goal was to be bigger than me, but I don't think that's the case. You know what I mean? And I don't think Melissa will ever be bigger than Teresa, and I don't think Joe will ever be me. I mean, Joe's Joe Gorgas, and I'm Joe Giudice. We're two different people. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I don't know what his deal is. I mean, I don't even know what goes through his mind. I mean, he's just, I don't know. He's changed, put it that way. He's changed big. I mean, maybe when he was younger, he just didn't say anything, and maybe that was the difference. Now that he got with Melissa, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, all I know is that when I would say something when we were younger, he would just keep his mouth shut and just do what I say, and I did what I said, and that was it. Because of course he listened to me because I showed him the ropes and how to buy houses, flip houses, do whatever. He knew nothing. All right. He did nothing. He didn't know anything about any of that. He learned from me. He got most of my connections from me. And, I don't care sharing, whatever, making, whoever makes money. I don't care. You know what I mean? It's not like I care who makes money, who doesn't make money. It doesn't bother me. I mean, it's good if people make money. Why shouldn't they?
do you think that Teresa is really done? Do you think she'll stick to it though?
Time will tell, right?
Time will tell. Now, I mean, to your point, they are still on the show, but I mean, to me, I mean, if Teresa's really done with you and she's not going to speak to you ever, I mean, do you think this will be their last season?
I think that if Teresa doesn't have anything to do with their brother and Melissa, I don't know. I don't think that. I mean, what good? What are they going to do with Teresa? I mean, with Joe and Melissa on the show. I mean, I don't know. They always pretty much just started with Teresa, and that was pretty much everything that they've done since they got on the show. No.
That is what people say. They constantly say that they have no storyline, that their whole storyline is just bashing Teresa. And that brings you back to, well, if Teresa's really done, not that I would wish that upon a family, then I don't see how they're going to stay on the show, probably, right?
I mean, what would they? What's their storyline? I mean, what would they do? You know what I mean? It sounds like they. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how they are on the show because I don't really, like I said, I don't watch it. And even if an episode came on with them on it, I don't really watch it. I don't care to watch it. I mean, I would watch something that they're all together, with my family and whatnot. But I haven't really seen any clips like that, so I mean, I don't really know. I remember a few clips for the clips that we had back then. You know what I mean, up in Lake George, the fight. I mean, just all those kind of clips. You know what I mean? Always things that he would say about his sister. Never say anything nice about her. Always would say, whatever about, or whatever about his father. You know what I mean? He never talked good about his family. I mean, and just said always negative things about his family. That's all he ever said, which I didn't understand why. I mean, his poor father gave him everything, pretty much gave him everything. And he had the nerve to talk bad about him and say things about him on the show, like, I don't know, like my father, like he would hang out with me more than his son, only because you act like, look how you act. You know what I mean? How do you're bashing his daughter, you know what I mean? And you're supposed to be sticking up for your sister, not bashing her on the show. You know what I mean? I mean, it was embarrassing for the parents to even watch the show. The mother would watch it. I don't think the father really watched it, but I mean, the mother would watch it. And I'm sure it was embarrassing for the poor lady too. Rest in peace,
Yeah, I mean, it can't be easy to watch your only two children fighting on a national TV show. That can't be easy.
No, I mean, I'm sure that she probably was like, pretty hurt by it. You know what I mean? And I mean, which parent wouldn't be?
Yeah. Which parent
I
wouldn't
mean,
be?
you know what I mean? You don't raise kids to bash each other on TV and fight like cats and dogs. You know what I mean? Well, actually, I can't really say Teresa really fought with him. it would just be him pretty much going at her.
Right.
I don't think she
Well,
really said anything bad about him. I don't. Yeah, I don't really think she ever really said anything bad about him.
I mean, there is this like a lot of people from their past are now coming out that have nothing to do with the show that are, talking about shady business deals. Like there was a producer, Carlos King, who recently finally confirmed that they came on behind Teresa's back. Like it seems like there is this mounting thing where people are finally understanding, that Teresa's family and them came on the show behind her back and just kind of pulled the rug out from under her. That seems to be the narrative that people are just opening their eyes to.
And I got to tell you another thing too. I mean, what they did, they did. And when they came on the show, they were very good friends with my ex-partner's attorneys, which went to the feds, which I think Melissa and Joe were involved because I know for a fact from an ex-FBI guy that told me, all right, that was helping, you know what I mean, and doing whatever. So he told me, yes, he was behind the scenes with my ex-partner, Master Paul and whatnot. And, that went to the feds to feed them all this information. Yeah, I might have, did a couple, cheated or some things on, my tax returns. Who did? You know what I mean? The only thing that that my accountant didn't do was file my personal tax returns. He filed my business tax returns. He didn't file my personal tax returns for whatever reason. And that was the reason why they got into it and started looking into everything. And then, of course, they had to find something. And they actually didn't really even have, if I was a citizen, it would have been nothing. Believe me, it would have been nothing. I would have probably been out in like a year. I would have been home. It would have been over and forgotten. And it would have been like nothing. You know what I mean? But being that I wasn't a citizen, that's what made it, so much worse and, made it to where it got, which was my fault. I should have always, became a citizen and I never did, but whatever. I mean, you can't cry about spilled milk, right? It's pretty much water under the bridge.
Well, that's a very positive attitude to have. I mean, you think that Joe Gorga and Melissa were involved in going to the feds?
Well, why would they invite those attorneys to their party? Which event? Oh, by the end of the night, they were thrown out. There is a scene where the one attorney is there and gets thrown out of the party. That's her. All right. She was actually my ex-partner's attorney that were going to the feds and working with my ex-partner. So, I mean, why would they have these people there? Why would they even be there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense.
That's a really bad thing to do when it's your sister's husband and there's a whole family involved.
And kids involved. You know what I mean? You know what? I believe in karma. You know what I mean? My ex-partner had 2 strokes. He's pretty much finished. You know what I mean? So he ain't doing much nowadays. And look, I mean, I believe in karma. You know what I mean? There's no doubt I do believe in karma. And you know what?